Hello everyone, I am RexRed and I am back with another easy 3D TV tutorial today. I have something very special to show you today. I have been working on some new programs. And at first it started out with a program called EZHDRI. And that was the beginning of something very big. Okay, so what I have done now is I have created a bunch of new programs, and my computer right now is not set up because I've had a ton of I lost my hard drive in the process of this, and so I'm hoping I'll get some people here. So first we're going to look and take a check and see what our broadcast looks like here on. So I'm going to switch account here. Just a minute, switch account. Just make sure, because this is, I lost like both of my hard drives. Yeah, if you can imagine, I lost a ton of files, a ton of stuff. Okay, so we're here, YouTube Studio, and we are looking to see if in our live content, we are actually live. And see what this looks like. This might work. I think this is working. Do we have audio? Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me? And let's see, if I hold my hand up, how much of a lag do we have here? Okay, I looked up, now I hold my hand up and see. I don't hear any audio coming from this, and usually I do. So what I'm going to do is open my phone and see if that works. Okay, see if we can open this up and see if there is a YouTube channel going. Do we have audio? Can you hear me? Warning, stream. Oh no. Okay, what's this? Open Studio. What's this warning? Is lower than recommended. Okay, well, live. Does this work? Okay, what's this? Okay, that's working. So we do have audio. And when we go here to this, it says we're in 4K. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, this looks okay. So we're going to go back out of Open the Studio. Let's go back and switch that back to something that's Angus. Good afternoon, friend. Good afternoon. We're going to switch this back to something very low. All right, you are here just in time, my friend, to witness the new programs that we have here. And so, okay, now this is kind of a little bit of a little maybe too much information, but I'm going to show you a little bit of the inner workings about what these programs. So I keep these programs here. Last caught your stream. You are here. You are going to be in for a jaw-dropping experience, okay? I have some new things to show you all, okay? Now, this one is called Easy Delight Program, okay? This one is called EZFINDER. Okay, this one is called EZHDRI. This one is called EZScene. This one is called EZShader. And this one is called EZShader Isolator. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, the only ones that are ready, that are working right now, is these 5, and these are done. Okay, these ones are finished. They're going to be ready for sale, okay, for you guys who work with Daz Studio and you have struggled with these horrible, horrible problems in smart content that these programs totally fix. This is going to completely blow your mind at the scale of what I've done here, okay? So this program here, this one's called, we're going to make some I don't even have icons on them. This one's called EZFINDER, okay? We're going to create a shortcut here to EZFINDER. And I'm going to show you what these programs do. This is EZHDRI, okay? And this one right is here, EZThumbMaker Studio. Create shortcut here. This is the first one that I made, okay? And then the other one is called EZScene. You won't believe this one, okay? EZScene. We're going to create a shortcut here. Some of the shortcuts are wrong because that says EZShader, but don't worry, this is EZScene. And then this is EZShader. And this one's publish here. And EZShader. Create shortcut here, and then this last one, oh, you are not gonna believe this. This one right here, this EZShader Isolator, okay? You're gonna just like be so absolutely amazed by what this does, okay? So create shortcut, okay? And this one doesn't even have an icon yet. This one got finished last night. So, all right, these are our programs. Now what I have to do is go into my, I am a little bit loud in my ears, so I'm going to turn me down. So yeah, my voice can be a little bit sharp sometimes, I guess. So we're going to go to desktop. No, we're going to go to, welcome, Matt. You are all here. Wait, Art. You will not believe what you're going to see now. You guys are here. This is the time. This is where you want to be. You want to check these out. You are not going to believe what you are about to see. Okay, I have been working day and night and night and day and day and night and just completely brainstorming every second of the moment and to make these programs something that is going to make all of your Daz, especially Art, you're making a huge library. Wait till you see what this does, okay? So I'm going to go to my Daz, and this EZFINDER, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, call this back. I'm going to just rename my, my content folder. Now this folder is what a lot of these programs do. They create content for you, okay? They take your Daz library and they organize stuff. They don't change anything in your library. Nothing. Not even a single thing. Nothing. It doesn't even create a folder in your Daz library. It doesn't change anything in your library. All it does is pull all these little magical things out of your library and organize them so you can find them, okay? At things that are hidden, okay? And I'm going to show you, maybe show you this project sort of backwards, because let's open Daz Studio, and we're going to see a limitation you probably didn't ever even notice, that there's a limitation in Daz Studio. Daz has set a hard limit in the content, in smart content, okay? And this is talked about in the forums. Yeah, see, Art, you're at 6,000. These programs are made for you. Okay, they're made for me. I'm at 13,000. They're made for me too. They're made for people even with a couple thousand products, okay? Assets. Okay, when you go into smart content here and you go to your folders, okay? It says 1 of 1,078. And the hard limit for Daz is that you can, like, see, I have this folder with environments, okay? And in these environments, Daz tries to kind of, this right here, the amount of scenes that I have, this is almost, I think it's 1,200 is the limit that you're able to put in a folder, okay? You are only able to put 1,200, and it says plus, so it says there's more, but you're not allowed to see them, okay? You have more than this, but we're only going to let you see this many. And there's a way around it, is you just type in maybe scene, and what it will do is just find all the scenes, and there's 468. And it probably searched all of the scenes, okay? But the thing is that there's this limit on the amount of in a folder that you can view in Daz. And the reason why, they give you the reason, they said, if you put too many things in a folder, it will destroy your experience with Daz Studio. That's what they say, okay? But I'm going to show you a folder, okay? All right? With not 1,200, okay? See, what happened was I created these programs, and they created gigantic folders with 50 and 70,000 items. Now, I'm going to show you this. Okay, this folder, okay, this program right here, Easy Scene, it scans your environments folder, and it finds every single thing in your environments folder, everything, every single item, every little chicken and every piece of grass, every last little thing. Welcome, Leo, welcome. It finds everything in your, it finds every single thing. Video, is video lagging for everyone? If your video's lagging, you might want to go down and switch it to a lower level, like to 1080p. Okay, it might, because this video is running at 4K, and it's live. So, but you can lower the video down if you need to. Okay, so it's not as high. So okay, I'm going to show you the folder that this Easy Scene. It created this folder. Now this is EZFINDER back. This is Easy Scene. This folder has 110,000 items in it, okay? Okay, now I go to View Extra Large Icons. This is every single item in my environments, okay? It's not all the textures, it's not all, there's some tricks that I use, okay? And these are kind of like, these are like trade secrets, okay, on how I did this, okay? And look at this. Some of the items in your Daz library don't even have pictures for them. And so these right here are all the items in your Daz library that don't have pictures. And so I created like a default picture, okay, so that the program would link them. So what I can do with any of these items here, all right, is I can just click this and it will open in Daz Studio. All right, anything here, I can just click and watch this. It will open right up in Daz Studio. Whatever that was, okay, let's see where it is. There it is. That's what that is. And there's no picture for it. So there's no way to load this. Because Daz will not show you an item if there's no picture for it. It has to have the picture in the same folder. And you see, so these items, now this shows you every item that you have purchased. Now I'm going to take this out. Now you're not going to believe this, okay? So what? So because, and as you can see, I'm scrolling through a folder with 110,000 items in it, and this hasn't ruined my experience of Windows. It's scrolling just beautifully through here, okay? Oh, 720p, yeah, that will probably, that will stop it from, it should stop it from, I am broadcasting in 4K for those who can watch, but you can lower it so that it will be. So look at all these items. And it's like, have you ever seen a folder like this in Smart Content or anything? This is every single item in your, and this right here took 24 hours for this program, and I'm going to show you the program. Now I'm going to go Easy Scene. I'm going to open. I'll show you how easy it is to use this. You open it up, all right, and you click Scan. Watch this. And it's going to start scanning your environments folder. All right, watch what it does. You will not believe how cool this is. So this is the program that made that folder. And I'm not done yet. I'm going to show you, I created a folder to help categorize all and maintain and manage that entire folder. Wait till you see that. Now it's scanning the library, it's scanning your environments, okay? Wait, it takes a moment. Now this scan, if you have a spinning hard drive, it could take 2 days. But you see, while it's doing this, now it's scanning and it's finding every single thing, and it shows you a picture, it shows you a very detailed log that you can select and copy and look at and make sure that everything gets found. But as you notice, when it starts getting bigger, watch what happens. As it starts getting down to a certain level, okay, it does this really cool thing. It doesn't show you everything. It shows you and drops off. You see, so it just kind of shows you what it's finding, and so you don't end up with this list that's like massive. But this program is so solid that it will just run in the background. You can still check your emails. You can still have your browser open. You can check your emails. You can do everything. You just leave it running, and it creates that master folder. And what it's doing, it's not copying everything from, I mean, because anybody could just copy their environments folder. No, what it's doing is it's taking and it's creating these kind of pointer files that point at everything. Okay, so they don't have all it's not copying all of the geometry, and it's not copying all of the textures. It's just copying. It's kind of like I said, they're trade secrets, how I did this, okay? Because it took me a long time to figure it out. All right, and so as you can see, it's just showing you, And this will just keep going and going. If your computer, unless your computer goes to sleep, you don't want it to do that. But if it just logs out and you can come back in and it'll still be going. It will go for days and days until it's done. And once you're done, and it also, as you can see, has an append button. So if you buy new products, you don't have to scan your whole folder. You just click this append and click scan. If you don't click scan, it will erase the entire folder and start again. But if you click append and then click scan library, and what it's doing, you have to choose the output folder, but you do not put the output folder inside your Daz library, because then it will scan that too, all right? So this has to be, the folder that it's creating has to be outside of Daz Studio. And you say, well, how big of a file after this is done? Because I have 13,000 Daz assets. How big of a file does it create, okay? And it's not that bad, because for 17,000 items, okay, 17,000 items, it created, I believe, 100 gig file, okay? And that's 17,000 items. 117. It's not actually it's 117,000 files, but you split that in 3, okay? So that's actually 1/3 of it. So it's about 30 or 40,000 items, and some of those items are many of them, not most of them, but are entire scenes. Like, let's look at this one, Borges Hall, okay? Let's go to this one. Let's open this. Would you like to save changes to the current scene? No. You can right-click and merge also. Wait till you see what happens here. So this is look at this. This is an entire, you see, and this is just tiny. This is my program, and this is going to be for sale for you guys. One way or another, I'm either going to sell them through the Daz store, and they're not going to just sit on this stuff for 3 months. They have to contact me soon. I've already reached out to them and told them I have at least one of the programs. Okay, so this program right here. So look, this just loaded that whole thing. And this file, this right here, is properties. 9 megabytes. So it's not even slightly the size of the actual, all the geometry and all of the textures and all of that. So this is just, but it loaded that entire hall there with inside. This is gigantic. Look at all the textures in here and all the stuff. Look at that. And so this is the easy scene. And now I'm going to show you another thing here. So I wanted a way to organize all of this, okay? Not to discourage you, but if the Daz doesn't approve it, where and how else? I will sell them in the Windows Store, okay? I will sell them in the Windows Store, okay? And so you can just open the Windows Store and look for EZFINDER, EZHDRI, and you'll find them, and you can buy, and it puts them in this part of your computer that is very secure, okay? And Windows Store has to vet every program, so it'll have to go through a process of them vetting it to make sure that it's safe for everybody's computer and all that stuff. So and Daz does that too. So they make sure that everything is, so look at this. So wait till you see what's next. Now I have another program. I actually have to come here, and we go here to our Daz library. See, this created another EZFINDER. And it created this easy scene, and it started putting these things in here, okay? So, but I'm going to delete the small one, okay, that it just started to create. and I'm going to take this back off. All right, so this is the backup of the, so I'll be doing and undoing this, okay? So then I created a program called EZFINDER, okay? And when you open up EZFINDER, check this out now. What this does is you tell it where the folder is. So you tell it where, I'm kind of jumping ahead, but I'm going to browse and I'm going to find this, this folder, this gigantic folder with all of these items in it, okay? And we're going to go here, and it's right here, EZFINDER, and this is EZScene, okay? Select that folder, and it takes a while because it's a huge, huge, huge folder, okay? But what this does is this helps you organize your content, okay? Wait till you see how cool this is. I'm hoping all this works because I've just been in and out of the program kind of doing little changes, and things, sometimes things stop working. So, oh, scan. All right, we have to scan the folder. Found 51,000. So that's how many items EZScene found. That's how many. And some of those, like one of those items is that Borgia Hall. So some of those like single items are entire scenes, okay? Many of them are. Okay? So what this does is cuts all that extra stuff out and lets you see, but it only shows you 3,000 items per page. But you just go next, and it takes you to the next page. And it's a little bit kind of like on the it requires your brain. But if you think about smart content isn't just right there. It takes a moment for it to load, okay? And this is another 3,000 items. And you see, I can just right-click on this and say, inject into Daz, okay? So go into here, and anything that's here, and I have it set so you can't accidentally like select a whole bunch of stuff and then inject like 3,000 items into Daz, and oops, and how do I shut it off? So, all right, so this just injected this entire scene, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. There are so many things I looked and said, I didn't even know I had that. Look at this. It just injected this entire scene into Daz. All right? So there's things you can do outside of Daz that you can't do inside of Daz. Okay? This is what I've learned. All right? And now look how cool this is. It's even got the fog and everything. It's just, this is a dream right here. This is like a dream setup. So, all right, so let's get rid of all this, okay, again, all right? So I'm going to show you a few other things, okay? What you can do now, we're going to go back to page 1, all right, is I can search in here now, because what I did was I made advanced metadata for each of these items. Like this one says coffin, all right? Well, the artist that made it, maybe they didn't put that word coffin in the metadata, so when you go to type coffin in Daz, it just doesn't find it, okay? Well, I had it set, and look, I made a routine to look at the actual name of each item and pull all that metadata and put it into the file that you search. So when I type in tree and I click search, all right, look at this. Look at what happens here. Now, takes a moment. It's searching 75,000 items, all right? And, okay, and look at this. It found a few other things that aren't trees, but look at all the trees. And this is page 1. And, okay, so it found 1 page of trees. And these are all of the trees. Yeah, look at these trees here. How many trees it found. Now what you do, okay, is you click one and Control A. Okay, so that doesn't work. You have to select, go to the top. And then you go to the bottom here. This is gonna blow your mind. You hold Shift and select the last one. All right. Now that just selected 1,795 items. Now what I do is right click and add to a virtual folder. I'll create a virtual folder, and I'm going to call this tree. All right. Okay. And notice now it says it created a virtual folder tree with 1,795 items, and click OK. Now notice it put these little red dots. It tells you that these items are all part of the tree. Now, if you want to go to your virtual folders, okay, you go to virtual, manage virtual folders. There's your tree item and the view selected, and it takes you to your virtual folder with trees in it. It takes a moment to do it, because it's 1,000, it's just like Daz, how you have to kind of wait for the content to show. But there it is. So you don't have to search again through and find every tree. So now we go back, okay, to our original folder. See, these are virtual, and you can also do it up here, okay? So you go back to your original folder, and now every tree is going to have a little red dot. Now let's look and say, let's look for full scenes, okay? Things that are a whole thing, okay? So let's go and search instead of tree. And I hope this doesn't crash on me. We're dealing with 75,000 items. Now it's only showing 2,000 of, okay, now we get rid of the word tree here, clear. All right, now it's going to take us back to our 51,000 items, okay? So, and it's 26 pages, so each page has 3,000. All right, so we're going to go back, and now we type in scene, all right, and search. And it's not perfect. Okay, it's going to come up with a bunch of things that aren't scenes, and it's going to maybe miss some, okay? But it just found, let's see, scene. It says it found 2,000, okay? 1 through 2,000. So I'm not sure that this particular scene will actually work, because this is called Easy Scene, and it ended up in the titles of everything. So let's try instead of, okay, I don't know if I clicked search, because I did fix it so it wasn't supposed to do that. But I think it's still no, because it's finding everything. So what we could do is go full scene, all right, and try this, search. Now see, this is working a little better. This has found a bunch of them, but you just, all right, and let's go and look for flower, all right, and search. And it's going to find every flower and every kind of flower that it's found 126. It's not a lot. Now, if we go plant, okay, search. Okay, now that one didn't come up. Oh, here we go. Let's see. All right, so this found a lot of plants, okay? And so look at this, and it found 1,200. So let's now select all. We'll go to the top here and select this one. Go to the bottom to categorize them and search more refined. For example, have Genesis 9. Okay, so I haven't gone, we're only right now in the area of scenes, okay? So we're going to click now the last one here, the last flower here, plant, okay? Right click, add to virtual folder, create a virtual folder, call it plant, okay? Enter. And that gave these all green dots, okay? So now when you go into virtual folders, manage, okay? You've got your plant folder and your tree folder, and there's 1,247 items in your plant folder. And you can, if you select view selected, it will just show you this folder. But so you can do this, and now prop. I don't know how well prop works. I don't think you're going to get a lot of things. The metadata isn't as good as I kind of hoped it would be. See, this only found 200 props, and there are thousands of them. So what you do, okay, is you go back to the original folder, okay, and you go clear, and you go back to the original folder, and you just start going through them. And you look and say, okay, this is a prop, that's a prop, that's a prop, that's a prop. And you just go through them like this. This looks like a prop, and these look like props. And as you go through, like this looks like a prop, and that, and this, and that, this, that, and this. And as you go through these props, there's a prop, beds, okay? And like you go down through and you just look through them and say, there's a prop, and this is a prop, and that's a prop, these are props, okay? You select them, this coffin, this is a prop, there's another coffin, and you go through props, 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 okay? Beds, look at these props, okay? You just go through like this, okay? And there's a TV and all. Look at these props, okay? Right click, and you go add to virtual folder, create folder, props. Props. All right? And these all have a blue, so the props are blue, and you can keep going. You can say, all right, add these to props. Okay, these are props. Okay, you can just kind of go through and make your own categories out of this folder, okay? All you have to do is point it to the folder, and it will do this. Now, these already have blue. Right-click. Okay, now that's a plant, but it's also a prop. Okay, so we add the virtual folder to props, and now you see this one has 2 dots. It has a plant prop, and it's a prop, okay? So this is cool. Now you say, I want to remove these from the virtual folder, remove it from props, and boom, they're gone. So you can just come through. This EZFINDER is how you organize that big, gigantic folder. And so you can just come to virtual folder and say, show me my props, okay? And it takes a moment, just like Daz does. It's going through 17,000 items. I mean, 170,000 or something like that, 79,000 items, okay? And there are my trees, okay? They're here. And now I can say, I'd like to use this tree. Just right-click on it, inject into Daz. You will find things you didn't even know you had. This is what you're going to find. That's what this is about. So it's reading the asset, And there is your tree, okay? Right there, there's your tree. Now, is that not cool or what? Okay, it's even got a swing. So there. See this? This is all you have to do, and it will open Daz up and put it in. Okay, so this is enough of the scenery thing. Okay, now the next thing, this was the first thing that I made. Okay, now we're going to close this down. We're going to rename this again, and I'm going to show you how this works. Okay, so we're going to go into our EZFINDER and back, double check and make sure I don't go over this, because it takes about 12 hours to scan and find every HDRI on your system, okay? This one is called EZHDRI. So we're going to open this up, okay? It's going to put them in this EZFINDER. You decide where you want to make that master folder, okay? Wherever you want to put it, okay? This one doesn't create 100 gig. I think this one's only about 10 gigs, okay, for 5,000 HDR. I have about 5,000 HDRIs, okay? So I just click scan, all right? And that's it. And it scans your Daz 3D library, your entire library. This one has to scan the entire library to find every HDRI, okay? Because I wanted it to be that way, so you could like append and scan any folder and add more HDRIs to your system, okay? So I wanted it to be free scanning, so it doesn't just scan, you know, a few folders that have a bunch of them in it. It scans your entire library. But it doesn't take that long to scan the whole library, but it takes a long time for it to convert every HDRI. It takes and opens the big image. It opens that huge, each one, and makes a little thumbnail, okay, of it. And these are the thumbnails, okay? And it only makes so many, and then it does that same thing. And so you leave it for a day or two, okay? And depending on how big your library. With me, it was 12 hours, but I have a very fast M.2 drive. Okay, so it took it, and that's where my Daz library is. So, but on a spinning disk, it could take 2 days to scan 5,000. The scene one, the one that does all the scenes, that could take 4 days. It could. I'm just telling you, if you have a huge like 13,000 asset library, it could take 4 days if you've got them all on a spinning disk. But it will scan and scan and scan. And when it's done, every single asset and every prop and everything will be in that folder. You don't have all this stuff that you bought and that you never, ever, ever see, because it's hidden in the Daz Smart content, which is not, it's not that smart, okay? It doesn't find stuff. It just doesn't. And so you have tons of stuff that you don't know you have. So now these are your HDRIs. Yeah, you see, this is the thing, is that you're right, Matt, is that these HDRIs, when I look at them, it's like, oh my God, I didn't even know I had that. I've never seen these before. I've never seen any of them. There's like, I would say probably as soon as I made this program and scanned this, it was like, I would say 70% of these HDRIs I had never seen before. So that's how bad and the thing is you see, I dared to do what Daz would never think of doing, because scanning 5,000 HDRIs is something Daz would say, that's insane. But, and making a little thumbnail of each one, okay? So I can look and say, oh, there's that, there's this. Now what's going to happen, as you see, as it gets to, I think, 100 of these, okay? You'll see it'll drop this one off, so it doesn't create this big gigantic folder, and it manages your memory while it's scanning, so it doesn't have this folder with 5,000 thumbnails that it's created. So you see now they're dropping off, see? So it will just go until it's done. All right? It manages your memory so beautifully, so elegantly, that it just adds a new one while it takes it, and this is freed from your memory as a new one. See, your computer could handle 5,000 of these anyway, okay? Some of them at times it'll go fast because they're smaller HDRIs, but also I tell you in Daz Studio and in the program what resolution. It's like nowhere in Daz do they tell you, except every once in a while it might say 4K or 8K in the file name. But a lot of times the HDRI will not tell you what resolution it is. Every single one of them that I scan, I also do this other scan that looks at the actual image and tells you and gives us that information of how big. Now see, that's just some of these that go really fast. Don't let you think, oh, it's going to be done soon. No, it's this process, these 5,000 HDRIs, take 12 hours on my computer. If you don't have 13,000 Daz assets, well, it will take then 6 hours, okay? If you've got half, like if your art where you got 6,000, then it'll probably only take 6 hours, okay? If you have them all on a spinning disk, it could still take 12 hours. Because if they're not on a fast M.2 drive, it will take longer. So, but when it's done, okay, now we're going to cancel this, okay, cancel. We're going to exit out. Every time, now again, you have the append button. So if I just close this out and open it again, it will delete all of them and start again. But if I click this append button, it will only create it will scan the whole Daz drive thing, but it will, no, there's no resolution limit. If it's 25, well, of course there is. Windows has a resolution limit. The JPEG, and PNG, you can't make a 50K image because there's no format in the world that can make it. All of these formats end at somewhere at around like 25K or something, 24K. You can't have bigger images because the JPEG doesn't go that high, and PNG, they don't go any higher than a certain amount, and it's the same for grayscale images. They only go up to a certain, limit anyway. So, but no, this program does not have a limit when it comes to your basic, HDRIs, and a lot of them are at 25K, so it will go up to 25K and all of that. Whatever it is, it will create a thumbnail, and when you click on it, it will put it into Daz. If Daz will load that big of an image, which I know Daz will at least load 24K images. So if Daz will load it, this will handle it, okay? And it will tell you here in the file name, it puts it into the info right after the author name. It tells you, because it was the only place Daz would let me actually edit and put something in. And so right after the author name, it tells you, in the info, it tells you the resolution of the image. Okay, so now when I close, so you have an append button. So if you buy more HDRIs, you can click. Now these append buttons are kind of scary because I haven't been able to absolutely test them out and say, oh yes, I bought 4 more and I ran it and it only took a moment to go and scan through and it found all those 4 more and added them into my library. I know they work, but how well they work, it kind of scares me. So at least the append mode, I can't absolutely say that they're fully tested, okay? The program is fully tested. It works perfect, and it will work for 12 hours, 2 days, whatever. It will just keep going and scanning and not stop, not crash, and not say, oh, I ran into this. I didn't know what this file was and I crashed. That will not happen, okay? So it will just go until it is done. So, all right, so we go and exit out of here. And now when you go into this folder here, this is what it just created. Okay, it created this folder, and we right-click here, View, okay, extra large icons. These are the files it just created, okay? It creates 3 files. It creates an HTML, okay? And this HTML, like, you know, it's like Daz should have these. They don't. But this HTML tells you the resolution, the bit depth, the linear, all this information, and the time it was generated, and the original file. So if you want to go look and find it in your runtime library, you can find it there. So each one of these has an info on what it is and what it is. It's there. Will you ever need it, or you really use it? Because it's like, as you can see, some of these tell you, oh, this is 16K. This is adaptive star field. This is 8K, all right? Here, this is 16K. But this one doesn't. This one just says HDRI. What is it, okay? Well, we can tell you right now. It's an 8K image, all right? The Anubis HDRI, okay, is an 8K image. So this is already going beyond, way beyond smart content or your content library. And I'll tell you why it goes way beyond, because again, when I put all of these, when I go into the customize in Daz and I take and put 5,000 images into a folder, and then that folder shows up in my smart content, Daz will only let me see 1,200 of them. And the other 4,000, I can't get at, okay? And that now I'm going to show you how cool this EZFINDER is. So we got to go back here and rename the folder again, the original. We got to delete that folder, okay, this EZFINDER. And we'll take the scan that I scanned with all 5,000 of my HDRIs in it, okay? And we open this EZFINDER, and we go to that scan folder now, okay? EZFINDER, EZHDRI, select that, okay, and scan. Yeah, well, see, this does it automatically for you. It puts all of that information. So now watch what happens. Now this is scanning, and it found 4,700. I told you I had about 5,000 HDRIs, okay? So this is your this, and it's showing only, so I have 3 pages of it, okay? And each page is another 2,000 HDRIs. It's actually 2,000. It was 3,000, but it got a little unmanageable. So you have to wait a moment, just like you have to wait for the smart content to kind of load, right? And I can go full screen, and it takes a moment. But then look at this. And I decided to make them kind of small so you could see more on the screen, because when they were big, it kind of made me feel claustrophobic. And so when they're small like this, they're better. Now watch, when I right-click, okay, let's find one really cool. Right-click, inject to Daz. All right, it opens up Daz Studio. And there it is. Now, did you know you had this one? See, this is cool, huh? Now you right-click on another one. You go through here and say, that's a bathroom. Let's see, this one, these are very low res. Now these, when you put your mouse over, now there again, I haven't been able to, you don't see the size here, okay? Because I haven't been able to, I just found out yesterday about the limit for Daz, and that they limit how many you can see. There's no limit here. You can go through your entire collection, like this one here. Let's say inject this one, inject into Daz, and it will just replace that one with this one, okay? Once it's in Daz, okay, you can go to the environment options. Not sure where you can find that information now, but you can, and it's not in the file name, but I think if you come here, tips, no, it's, I'm going to have to work on that because it's, it does show here, okay, when I go into EZHDRI. If I take this HDRI folder here that it creates, and I add that to, you go into Daz, add that folder to your smart content, you go here, and you see where I have EZFINDER, and it has all of these items. See, I can access all of these items, but the thing is, Daz has a limit on how many things can be in a folder. So yeah, here's the EZHDRI, and if I come here and I open this up like this and go to Info, and I select, these are the images that were created in that folder, okay, and I select this, see where it says Anna Bird, and it tells you this is a 12K file, and I can double click on it here. But the thing is it's only going to show me, this one has pagination, so you can actually go to page 2. Oh, there's only 4,000, and I have it set to show all 4,000 in one page. So this part in smart content you can actually see, but any one of these now will tell you this is a 1K image. All right, this is a 4K, there's no author. That one didn't come with an author. This one is a 4K image. This is the Sugar Plum Nebula. And, okay, so this is how this works, okay? So, and then you can also come into here. Remember that this has this part where you can say, these ones, you can select things and say, what are these? You can just hide them, okay? Where it says right click, okay, where is hide? I might have taken that out. Okay, I think it got removed. Okay, so you can't hide them, but what you can do is you can say, oh, I really like these ones. These are I'm going to go to my favorites. So you go to add to virtual folder, and each one of these folders gets their own virtual folder set. So this is going to be favorites, okay? And now these are part of my favorites when I go to virtual folders and I go to favorites. Okay, these are my favorites in my favorites, okay? And go back to the original folder, and so I can say these ones here are, now if you have these on a spinning drive, these are very, very, very tiny little images, okay? These are all very tiny. Okay, so they don't take up a lot of space. So, but you say, okay, these ones are, let's see, outdoors. So add to a virtual folder, create a new folder. We'll call outdoor. All right, and boom, these are all in the green folder. So you go to virtual folders, and you got your favorites there, and you got your outdoor ones. Okay, so you can, and say, okay, I want to take and inject this into Daz, all right? I close Daz, so it just opens it up, and it puts it right into the scene. Look at that, see? So, and I can, while it's open, I can come here and say, well, let's try this one. Inject. And there's that one. See, so, and you can like use this on a different monitor. You can like have, if you got two screens, you can put this one over on one and that one on the other and handle your content from another screen. So this is called EZFINDER, and it helps you manage those big, gigantic 5,000 and whatever folders and manage your content. So every time you come back here and you open up EZFINDER and then you browse to your library here, to your EZHDRI library, and then you go to, I hope they're still there. Oh, this has all been a complicated mess, okay? So, but it's fixed, everything works. So you wait and, oh, you have to click scan, and you go full screen, wait until it scans, just like you have to do in Smart Content. Wait until it loads. And then you go to your virtual folder here, and I hope they're still there. Yeah, there's your favorites. And there is your outdoor folder. See, so there you go. So that is how that works, okay? Now, we haven't even gotten to the really, really, really amazing stuff. Now, you think HDRIs are okay, but the next thing I decided to tackle was something that I personally thought was going to be impossible to do, okay? And that is shaders. You ever go looking for a shader and you know you've got like thousands of shaders that you bought, thousands. But when you go look, there's about like 200, you know, and you end up like kind of just, you got a few glass ones and a few, okay. Well, I created this program called Easy Shader, okay? And you wait till you see what Easy Shader can do. Because our EZFINDER, it creates this folder, and it's much bigger than the folder with the environments, okay? And there's a problem with shaders, okay? Shaders are like living things. Each shader is like a unique, it's a unique like animal, okay? It's self-contained. It's something alive, okay? And that's the only way I know how to explain it, okay? But shaders are very amazing, okay? And so what I have to go back here now is back into here, and we have to take this EZFINDER again and put back on it, okay? So this doesn't, because it took 24 hours at least to do my shaders. Those were the longest thing to, okay? So, all right, so EZFINDER back, okay? So we're gonna open Easy Shader now, okay? Now you open this up, okay? It's very simple, and you click scan, all right? And it starts instantly finding these shaders, okay? And this one does 300 before it starts to, and this will just keep going and going and going and going, and it will just find every single shader on you in your entire Daz library. It's not going to find materials. Materials are different things. They're like multi-shaders, okay, all in one package. It's going to find every shader on your computer, okay? Now, if you think this is cool, this is only 1/10 of how cool this gets, okay? Because I'm going to show you something that you will not believe, but And there you go. As a new one, it finds a new one. So this will just keep going and going and going until it finds every single shader, and it puts them. It doesn't copy them. It just does this magic trick where it makes links to them, okay? And you can take and go into this folder, and you select a surface in Daz. You come into Daz, and you come into Daz, and you select you create a surface. Let's do a sphere, okay? And you make sure the sphere is selected, okay? And then we go into this shader library, which is just creating right now. In here, EZFINDER, see it's creating this library here. And you see what this is, we're gonna bump it up just like Emerald here. All of your 3Delight shaders, this program converts them into iRay, okay? So every shader, so you have two folders. You have your converted 3Delight, okay? So all of these shaders here, these 3Delight shaders, all right, so I can just click on this, and this will take this, was a 3Delight shader, okay? And now we go into here and look at that. That was a 3Delight shader. It is an iRay shader. And when you it converts all of that magic stuff. And when you go into surfaces, look what we have. Base color, you see, glossy. Okay, this was an iRay, a 3Delight shader. So this opens your entire shader library to iRay, okay? It does not give you the old 3Delight ones. If you want them, do a search for them, okay? iRay has, 3Delight has been deprecated, and so I don't even include I could have just thrown all the unconverted ones into a folder and said, well, there you go. Just didn't do it. You have two folders here, and they are both, okay? When you look, now you can go into the iRay folder, and you can click on this brick, and you come in here, and voila, we have brick. Okay, this is our, this one didn't get converted because it was already an I1. You can see a little slight, I don't think those are seams. This is actually, if I take this sphere and we go here to Object, Geometry, Convert to Sub D, you won't see that seam anymore. It just smoothens that right out. Look at how beautiful that is. Yeah, Matt. Now wait, because I told you what you've just seen is only 10% of the whole shader thing, okay? Because I got it in my head, what if you could take a bunch of shaders and you could take a little bit of this shader and a little bit of that shader and a little bit of this shader and a little bit of that shader, and you could mix them all together and make your own like animal, your own shader animal. So literally what that means is of all those iRay and all of those 3Delight that have been converted to iRay, not all of them, because there's two different kinds of shaders. There's material shaders that have images, and there are procedural shaders that are algorithms that make fancy kind of swirly stuff, okay? The procedural ones are a whole different animal, okay? We're talking about the ones that are like pictures, like this, okay? So, there are many, 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 okay? So we're going to cancel this, and now I'm going to go, and we're going to exit out of here, and I'm going to introduce you now to another. Oh, we didn't want Cakewalk. I just opened Cakewalk. So we have to go up to EZFINDER, back to here. We're going to delete this, and then we're going to rename this so we can get to our shader library. Okay, now I'm going to show you how that you can go here. Let's close Cakewalk. See this EZFINDER? Well, you just point it to your shader folder, okay? And the shaders take longer than anything because there's so many of them, okay? And we'll go to this iRay folder and scan. And then it's going to tell you, okay, it found 48,000 just iRay ones, okay? Now so there's about, and then there's about 38,000 3Delight ones, and so together there's about 70,000 shaders. So these are self-contained shaders, and not everyone's a shader. Some of them are Uber, and some of these are these like kind of odd things that you can change the size and all this, everything, okay? But it's all shaders, and some of it's hair, okay? And you say, oh, I don't want hair, but maybe you might, okay? But there again, see, I can just take these hair shaders like that, right-click, add to virtual folder, and call this hair, okay? And then this all of a sudden, this becomes, oh, I have all my hair shaders now in one folder, okay? And I can just click on the hair and then right-click and insert this, inject this into Daz. Now, if you accidentally have them all selected like this, and you inject them into Daz, right-click, inject into Daz, it'll pop up and tell you, oh, you don't want to do that. You don't want 50 million things injecting into Daz right now. So it won't let you, it'll only let you inject one thing at a time, okay? So it doesn't mess you up. So these ones look like they're metal ones, okay? So let's take these metal, right-click, add to virtual folder, metal. See, so this is a dream, and look, there's 25 pages of shaders. So yeah, they take a while to load, okay? Because there's 2,000 of them per page, but you go to page 2, you wait a moment, and then all of a sudden, then you can start categorizing these, and these would be glass, okay? Add to virtual folder, create a new folder, glass. So you put all your glass shaders in one folder, and they're all going to be blue, okay? And these ones, I would call these effects. These look like procedural ones. Let's just call these effects. Add to virtual folder. You can put them in multiple folders. You could also put those in metal. All right. So we could just also say, well, I'd also like to put them in metal. So we go to add to virtual folder. Oh, we already have one here. For metal, add to virtual folder. You can also put them in metal. Now you see it has 2 dots for metal. These are definitely effect, okay? Add to virtual folder, effects, okay? And I can double click on this, and oh, we don't have our sphere in here, so it won't do anything. You have to have a surface selected, okay? But that's okay. We'll just put a sphere. An error occurred because there's no sphere. All right, but let's put the sphere in, make sure it's selected. Now we go back here, double click. And how cool is that? Look, that's a procedural texture. Okay, so now I'm going to show you something that is going to blow your mind. Okay, so this right here, so we're going to get out of here. This one is called Shader Isolator. And what this does is this is kind of the creme de la creme, okay? This, out of all these programs, this one takes your shaders and allows you to mix and match them all together, match images and layers, and create an entirely different animal. And it's not that hard to use. I thought this was going to be like extremely hard to use. Um, and this is the only program in the world like this. Okay, it's the only program ever made, and I would I would challenge anybody to try and make this and get it to work, because I had to do some pretty intense stuff to get this to work. So, but we have our shader folder, right? So we'll use the iRay one. Doesn't matter, either one will work. So we go into our Easy Shader, and we go to iRay and select that. And here are your iRay shaders, okay? So what we're going to do is add some more slots, okay? And then we're going to go through, we'll go with slot A, all right? And we're going to find a really cool shader that has images. Like, see, these are procedural ones. These don't have images. If I put that in there, oh, that one does, okay. These have images. They're not procedural. Okay, so they have images. See, they have JPEGs, all right? So that's going to be our shader A. And then let's find another shader. And let's take this one. All right, we'll go with this polka dot one. See, these have images. And then we go to C, and we'll find another shader that we want. We want to just make our own. Let's take this metal one here, one of these crinkly ones, okay? And as long as they have images here, and they're not procedural, doesn't say procedural, you are fine. And let's take this one. Let's go to D. Okay. And let's add one more. Let's find something really weird. Okay. There's only 2,000 pages of them, and these are just the iRay ones. Okay, let's see what we got here. You can pull this down more. There's a bunch down here too, so let's take this wooden one, drag and drop. I mean the brick one. There's some images there. Now what you do is you have to select, this is the important part, is you have to select one to be your, like your base, okay? You have to. If you don't, it won't work. So we have A, B, C, D, E, okay? And I'm going to choose the one that has the most images, okay? That has the most stuff. So we'll choose D, all right? That becomes the base. Now what this cleverly does here is it comes in here and it tells you, okay, these are the ones, these are all of your D ones, okay? So what you do is you just come and say, let's play around here. This is your base color, all right? Let's use that. And let's switch this one, and let's switch that. This is our displacement, and let's switch this with E's image, and let's switch this. This is kind of easy. Let's do the scarlet here, and then we'll switch the this unknown one. We'll go and turn them off. We'll put that one on. Okay. Generate mixed. It mixed it. It did fine. Now we have Daz open, and we have to put a sphere in here. Select it, so it's selected, and inject into Jazz. And it worked. Okay, let's see, what do we got? And there it is. It's a new creature. Okay, so we can come into here, and we can say, let's go to our, this yellow and orange. Let's switch that to the base color this. And it's taking all these layers, and okay, so we generate the mix, inject into Daz, and look at that. Okay, that just says that all these are loaded in. Look at that. See, this is a new shader. Okay, now you see the bumps on there. Let's go back here, and where's the normal map? Let's try a different normal map. Let's go with aluminum foil. Okay, generate mixed. Okay, inject into Daz. Okay, and this does have a little bit of an aluminum foil kind of look to it, you see, but you can come into here with the normal map and bring it up. Look at that, see? It just put this map in here, and this is the, if you look at it, see it says aluminum foil. See, this is something uneven imagined. It's unimaginable what you can do now with this shader isolator. So this is, now we go to the base color, and let's go to this color instead. Okay, generate mixed. Yeah, mix, and it mixes them together, then inject it into Daz. And look at this. It's just, and it still has the full bumps. Displacement strength. Now, okay, the normal map, I think it reset that. The base bumps, this is, yeah, look at that, see? This one almost didn't get made because every single time I went to inject it into Daz, it rejected them. And so it wasn't until I found out that you have to choose a base shader. So now, like, this is the base shader, we'll use B instead. And I kind of wish, there's no way to get these to show up in here. So, but I kind of wish, so now B becomes our base, okay? And then we can change B around, okay? And inject these different things. Okay, we'll get rid of spots, and we'll change this to this 19, whatever that is, and there's no replacement available for that, and we'll take this and go attract. Okay, generate. This is so fun to just mix stuff together, and then you go here. And, well, that's special. So black, metallic flakes. So this B. Okay, so what we've got this our base color, aluminum. Let's try this one. Okay, generate B. You have to select the base. If you leave it with none, it won't work. So, okay, we got to go back here to, let's mix it, make sure it's mixed. Now inject it and see what happens. Okay, we got something funky here. So, and we still have like our normal maps and these bumps and the everything that's here, displacement strength, and so, and you can still add other layers to it, like metal flakes, and do things to it. The glossy color, and you can add this is irate. So, but each one, like, translucency map. Okay, we have this translucency map. Look at this. So we can have it show through. The dots, the dots should show through. If we turn down our Okay, let's see. Metal flakes is black. So roughness, bring that down. And metal flake strength. And we go here to this displacement is kind of cool. Now we go to the translucency. Oh, this should show like this. Okay, I'm not sure why our base color is so strong here. Be the dual lobe maybe. This is, no, that is giving us some kind of shine, fong there. So, I mean, what this is a teacher. It teaches you your different maps. So let's take, instead of this this one here, let's go with this abstract. Okay, that's our normal map. Okay, that's the bumps and stuff. And we'll go here, instead we'll use this. Let's just take a different, throw a different one in here. Now this is B, so if we okay, this is C. Oh, it crashed. If anything is going to be buggy, it's going to be this one. So, all right, we go back to Easy Shader. Let's do some 3D Light ones that have been converted. So they're still iRay, okay? Select the folder. And now we got a bunch of really cool kind of things. You can see there's a slightly different type because they're 3D Light. So let's add some slots. Okay, and let's add a bunch. So, and then we'll go here and we'll start with A. We'll put one of these in. As long as they have images, they'll work. Something funky. Oh, look at these. This is kind of cool. So we'll go with B. As long as they have images, they'll work. Okay, that has one image. All right, so, and let's see what we have here. Let's take this one for C. Has one image. Those are like patterns. All right, let's take this is for D. And we'll go with this one. That has one. Oh, that's a duff. See, that says procedural. That one won't work. So, see, there's a lot down below here. Okay, let's try this ceramic one. Okay, that one has images. Okay, E. Okay, let's try one of these dirt ones. Look at the images. That will be our vase. Okay, probably. Because it has a bunch of images. And let's try to find things with a bunch of images in them. See, I have to expand this out so that it shows like at least 3 layers or something like this. I don't think this is working right here. So this program is still kind of being finished, but it will show, look at these funky things here. Okay, those have bark on them. Trees, okay, that's going to be interesting. And let's do these pattern ones. Boho gives us a few JPEG images, okay. And brocade, okay, these are like embroidery, like. That should be very interesting. And oh, look at these. Now J, we'll go throw some of these in. There's some more brocade. Let's see. Well, we can mix and match them. Let's do that one. All right. And let's take this last brocade one and we'll add it as our base. Okay, that's J. And now look what we have here. Now we just switch things around like this. Make sure each one has one. And if you do more than one, the check mark is the one that's selected. If you do more than one, the shader knows enough to not let you mess it up. So the shader will correct it. Okay, generate mix. Okay, inject to Daz. Let's see if this worked. What kind of animal have we got? Look at that. Now, is this cool or what? That is amazing. Somebody will say, that looks like my shader, but how did they make it do all that? Let's add edit, object, geometry, convert to sub D. So we have to select the thing. Edit, object, maybe it already has it. No, there it goes. It's nice and smooth now. And we could even bring it up a little more, but that's enough. And let's go into our render settings. And let's do this custom, do active viewport. There we go. We can see this really nice. So yeah, look at that. So now let's go back in. Let's play around with this. Let's do some of these brocade ones. All we need to do is like switch a couple things. The brocade geo. All right, generate mix. Okay. Inject. Look at that. Now when we get up close, my J job is still going on. It's a rat race. I'm surprised that I've been able to do that and still do this. So yeah, still working the day job. So let's, now this metallic weight, this is kind of weird. All of these seem to have. Let's go with this orange and see what that does, whatever that is. Inject. It's going to change it subtly. These outer ones are kind of weird. See, that put those like striations in there, the stripes. And you can make them more pronounced by just going into our surface and messing with them. Oh, well, thank you very much. I've been working like crazy. My, okay, this bass bump, it's not even... And so we got the bass bumps, and that's this brocade. So it's adding other textures into this. And we have glossy. Okay, this is a glossy weight. Okay, that didn't do much with the glossy. But this diffuse right here, overlay weight. Okay, and the base color. This is pretty cool how this, okay, so we go into the diffuse overlay weight. Where is this? Bump straight, okay. Let's go and change this to concrete. It's going to be all white probably. It's not going to be too exciting, but it might have some weird patterns. It's still going to have that overlay, I think. That's it. It's underneath. Okay, so if we take this overlay weight, okay, we can make that just faint like this. There's something adding these stripes to it too. Glossy. Okay, where are the stripes coming from? Index of refraction, that can make it like, I'm not seeing where the stripes are coming from, but they Could be in this normal map. No. Metallic weight, bass bump. Now we add some of this, that's going to add some funky stuff. And now you add the, if you go in and add like the tin foil and the, see, you're going to learn how to, oh, this metallicity, that's where the stripes are coming from. That's the stripey thing. Okay. And yeah. See, so basically what this does, okay, YouTube, this is error. YouTube not, what's going on with YouTube now? Did I get knocked off? No data, what's going on, YouTube? Are you all still there? It says concurrent viewers, but I'm not getting any data. Settings. Oh, I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. Got my, this has got to go here to pause syncing for 24 hours. Let's start that. That's what's wrong with my stream. I had my darned, I've had to redo my OneDrive. So that should eventually clear up and get us back, our stream back maybe. Let's also go here and see, make sure this isn't, okay. All right, we'll pause that. And so I'm still here. I'm still here. Open Studio. Let's see what's going on here. So that should fix this now. So now that just figured out what was causing my. Yeah, I think it'll come back though. I think it will fix. Refresh. So I think it'll correct itself. So and we are almost here at the end of this whole thing. So this shader isolator, okay, is this right here enables you. Yeah, I know. I'm the same way with OneDrive. It used to be nice and simple, and the more they keep, you know, just kind of invading your privacy with it, and it's like, oh, it's got to take your desktop. It's got to take oh, we got to have every single one of your files, and it's like, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to say, but it bothers me. So as you can see, this is easy. You can just pick then a different one. This one only has metallic weight, so it's not very interesting. A has a bunch of them, but not that many. So you have to pick the base one. What this does, and then G doesn't seem to have anything. I missed putting something on G. Let's put something in G. All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, look at these. Let's see if these are images. Yeah, now this gives us some interesting stuff. Now these more patterns. So H and I, okay, so we go, let's go start with G, and okay. And G is our, okay. This seems as though it's, so we have to pick a different one that has a lot of stuff. Yeah, I would go with I. Okay, and then these, all of these. Okay, so we go with this I as a default base color. Let's go with this crochet, and we'll go with this this one here, and this. You know, I don't know. Okay, not the crochet again. Let's go with the bark. That should be interesting. And we're going to only do one of these roughness. And we'll go with, I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of learning these. So because these shaders dictate what we can do. Okay, so we're going to generate mix and inject into Daz. Okay, and what do we got? Well, that's kind of weird. It kind of looks, and we still have this metallicity. We'll turn that off. That's kind of cool. And you look at it up close, there's some pattern in there, you know, it looks like paint. So what this does is this gives you, it looks like a wallpaper design. So maybe it looks like wallpaper design made from bird poop or something, I don't know. So you don't want to touch it. So, but, yep. Well, that's a pretty good shader, even fairly close. Yeah. So what this does is it enables you to. It takes your shader library and expands it by 1 billion. Okay, that's what it does. It takes in the ability to mix. Like you could make this into glass and just put a little bit of this bumpy texture on top of it, however you want to do. And it teaches you to become verbose with your shaders, and it really does fulfill that dream of shuffling your shaders together and creating. And, you know, I may create something on the side that just says, what would you call it? Like, I feel lucky button, and have it just automatically pick. So this, then we got the crochet. Let's go with the leafy dirt. Turn this one off and that one on, and generate mixed. And we're going to have something really different. Okay, inject. Look at that. And it's brought this back up, this metallicity. Let's remove that, none. Okay, and bring the metallicity down. Or just up a little bit. Yeah. So look at that. This is the bark. Okay, so we can take the bark down a little bit. And we have other ones here. The normal map, metal flakes. We can give that a little bit more or a little bit less metal flakes. Look how cool that is. So, yeah, this, you'll never have to search for enough, you know, you'll never be like, I need a shader and find like hardly nothing or everything but what you're looking for. Look at that. Look at how deep that and like layered that shader is. Look at how cool that is. It's just amazing what you can create. So we take this, our glossy layered weight. We bring that down. Oh, that's really cool there. And we go to this translucency weight. And that makes the outer. So if you add a shader here, color here, which none of these have a translucency weight. It just makes the outer part translucent so you can see the map, but there's no map here. But let's try this and we'll just grab one of these. Oh, that's our HDRI black orange stripe. We'll try that here. Look what that does. See? And default. Okay, let's do the brocade one. I mean the cracks. That doesn't do anything. And this boho bump. So this is what happens when you think really big, okay? When you say, I'm not intimidated by 70,000 shaders. I'm not intimidated by 5,000 HDRIs. I am not intimidated by 50,000 props. Okay, I'm going to take and search and find every prop, and I'm going to organize them and put them together so that I can create folders and get at my props. If I need a tree, I can find a tree. And if I need a plant, I can find a plant. So this is what this is about. So you just come, this seems to be stable right now. So we go back into this, see the base color. I didn't really pick any pretty base colors here. So let's try this base color. And let's try the crochet. And let's go with this brocade here. And let's go with this brocade here. And we'll go with this. There's our black stripe. I'm not sure how that was getting in. I'm not sure if I'm using that. Okay, the black base color JPEG. I'm not sure what that is. Cracks. Let's go with the concrete. All right, generate mix. It's just so amazing to just play around with this and look and see what you get. Something, look at this little spots. Just wow. And now we go into the metallicity. You can bring the metallicity. That's the metallicity. I'm back. Oh, I'm back. Very good. I was like, took me a moment. I didn't know what you were talking about. I'm back. All right, dual lobe specular weight. Okay, this makes it shiny. Oh, and kind of like skin. So yeah, oh, base bumps. Look, we're going to have something here that's going to add something cool. Let's take this one down. Oh, look at that. That's our, see, we take the normal map off, which is giving us that, and we go into this base bumps, and look, what that's our pattern there. So let's go to the color. Let's the base color. Here, it's this kind of this greenish yucky color. Let's find this, use one of these really colorful things. Okay, inject. Look at that now. See, yeah, and it's still got the dots. Look at the complexity of this. It's just amazing. It really, really is. Now you can take and you can say, let's go to our pattern here. And let's make these a little bit smaller, like this, and vertical tiles, offset, vertical tiles like this. and the horizontal tiles like that. You can set it to the size you want it to be at. That's amazing. So these will be hitting, they'll be in your hands eventually. If you want them, we've got to get Daz to accept these programs. Right now we have this, and I have another one that I'm working on. It's called EZ3 Delight, and it's going to convert every 3D Light object in your library to iRay. So, and they will all be in a folder that you can open up in your EZFINDER, and you can categorize them, you can go through them, you can inject them into the scene. And that program right now I am having, it's once again, every time I try to inject them into Daz, Daz says, no. And so the 3D shader program, yes. So that's going to be the final, one of the final, and then I'm going to be also making one more program, and it's going to be called EZSkin. And what it's going to do is search. It's only going to be work with Genesis 9 figures, but it's going to find every Genesis 9 skin possible. And what it's going to do, yes, 3D Light has been deprecated. So this is a perfect time. What that means is Daz can take all of their 3D Light stuff out of the vault and start selling it again, because there's an actual program out there that converts your entire, that searches your entire library and finds everything 3D Light and converts it to iRay. And it doesn't like convert, it doesn't take all the geometry and convert all the images. No, it uses everything there, but it just switches it, okay? And so it creates a folder, and so you can just click on the items and have it put the item into your scene, and it's iRay instead of 3D Light, okay? So that is coming up, and then, so I need like another week or two to do that. And then I'm going to create one called EZSkin. And what you just saw with the being able to take those layers, like you can take one skin and you can put the pores from another skin and blend skin together from like one figure to another figure. It's only going to be for Genesis 9, and I'm not sure if it can be done, but that's going to be the next. So there's going to be two more added to this. So we've got our EZFINDER, which gives us our virtual folders and helps us to go through and look at everything, and we can inject things into the scene. We can look at our virtual folders and, oh, there's all my trees, there's all my, all my props, there's all these things, anything kind of folders, any folder, virtual folders that you make for each. And it also works with EZShader, so you can take your shaders and your favorite shaders and put them into virtual folders. And so, and then we have the EZHDRI, which takes all your EZHDRIs and allows you, and you can also categorize them into virtual folders using EZFINDER. So EZFINDER kind of is the whole, is what all of this is called. It's called EZFINDER. All right. So, but an EZFINDER is the program that allows you to go through your folders and categorize them, put them together into smaller folders that have things that you want to find, okay? And then so there's going to be EZ3D Light, which is going to be a folder with every bit of your 3D Light stuff that you can use the EZFINDER and organize it. You can filter it and find stuff, but it's going to be all converted to iRay. So when you see it, when you see these 3-to-light things, you're going to say, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful little like mausoleum or something. It's all of the images, and I have figured out how to do it. I've had every time I tried to do it, Daz would spit it back out and say, no, But last night when I figured out how to do this shader isolator and how to blend the shaders together, that was when I figured out how to do and that was when I figured out how to do the EZ3-to-light, because that's the same principle as that. That's why it's been spitting them back out. And then, and that also is the same, this EZ shader isolator, it's going to be for easy skin. And where you can just take different skins and load them in together and blend different parts of the skins together, okay? And that is going to be easy skin. And so it's going to search your library and find all of the skins for your Genesis 9 figures, male and female, and put them all together into one folder. It's not going to put the actual skin. It's going to put pointers to the skin, okay? None of these programs alter not even one file in your Daz library. None of them alter. All they do is copy stuff and create stuff from what's there, okay? And put them in folders outside your library, okay? And they're not that big. My entire, this easy, and you can put them on any drive. This EZFINDER folder, okay? Let's see how big it is. This has my entire my entire environments folder encapsulated in, my entire HDRI folder, my entire shader library with every single shader, and it's 154 gigs, okay? So that's how well this has worked, okay? These are not copying images. It's not copying. It's taking and it only copying like the images that you see in here. Like if we go into EZFINDER and EZHDRI, these images, when I open this image, and that's how big it is. These are just teeny tiny images. Okay, when you zoom in, you can say, oh, I can see. But it's enough to be able to look at them and say, oh, there's that image. There's that HDRI. Oh, there's that set of them. It's enough to look at them and say, and be able to detect what they are. But they're all just little teeny tiny images. That's the whole point of this, is to keep it as tiny as possible, but to organize as many items as possible. So in this folder has every single HDR. I don't think it missed one in my entire library. It's 4,777 or something like that HDRIs. And I can just click on them like this. Let's see. Let's find a real pretty one. Savannah Sunrise. It's another Savannah Sunrise. And there it is. Savannah Sunrise. Look at that. See, I didn't even know I had that. You know what I'm saying? This is what's wrong. Is like we've got all this content and we can't find it. We can't get at it. We We can't get at our shaders. We can't get at our HDRIs. We can't get at all of our scenes because they're just not there. They're not there. And so this is the, these environments. It's like it found, look at all the little objects and all the little props and all the things it found in the environments folder. So this is 1,192, items in this folder, okay? When we go into files, 1,192. Now, when we go into this folder here with, we'll open up EZFINDER. This is how many scene files, okay? We go to Browse, and we go to EZ Scene. Now it says 1,192, and we scan the folder. 51,000, okay? That's how many scene objects I have, okay? 51,000, okay? And see, to me, when I started this project, I thought, this is insane. I'm going to scan my entire environments folder, that's insanity. And that's what Daz is thinking. Nobody's going to want a program that scans, that takes 2 days to scan, But look at what it gives you. This is just page 1. And look, it's still going. It's going and going. Look at these objects. It's just page 1. And look at all these things, and it's like, okay, and I can just click on it, whatever this is, bring it into the scene. Double click. And it merges. I didn't want any of these to replace the scene. It just merges them in. Okay, here we go. And let's turn off the sphere. Let's get rid of the sphere. Delete, enter, delete. And there is that little item right there. There. Isn't that cool? I mean, did you know you had this? You probably do and don't even know you have it. And now, look at it. There it is. It's so cool. You could add a little like flame inside, and it would light up a VDB flame with a little bit of smoke coming out of it, and it would light the whole inside of this. And if any of these, now this is all mixed in, okay? So we go from 1,192 to yeah, I mean, Matt, yeah, all the weekly freebies. And the thing is a lot of those are iRay. They're terrible objects. But if they're converted to, they're 3Delight. If they're converted to iRay, they're pretty cool then. I just double click on this, and it puts it into the scene. So yeah, this isn't bad. I decided to make these small because even though the images can stand to be, like I said, when they were all big, it kind of was claustrophobic to me, and I like them when they're small like this. I can still see what they are, and I can see more of them and scroll down through more. I like that a lot better. So let's go here. And we'll take this, the bell. Oops, that was Z. Let's go and take this, and oop, there's our bell. It gets smaller and smaller. It's like ding. Hello, is anybody here? Ding. Okay. We go like this. Put a plane in here. Plane. By 20. There it is. And now it's like we need a shader. So all you do is select the plane and go into here and go Browse, Shader, Select, and scan. Scan the shader folder. It's found 70,000 shaders. So yeah. And let's type. Now it only shows 2,000 of them, but like again, if I type in glass, all right, and search, it will find all of the glass shaders out of the 70,000, okay? And it's got page 1 of 1, okay? So we go to the top here, we go down to the bottom here, glass, select that one, right-click, add a virtual folder, create a new one, glass. All right, there's my virtual folder. So I go here and, okay, so we just take and find now a glass. This is Christmas glass. I don't know. Let's see. I'm not sure that I want Christmas glass. Let's just try this, glass. And we just put that glass on the plane. Okay, the plane is selected. All right, we come in back in here. Let's try a different glass. Let's try a frosted glass. Now that's kind of weird. Or this glass. Oh, look at that. Now I like that right there. So, yeah. This is how it's done, people. This is how it's done. So we go render. I'm running a 5090 and a 4090 in the same computer. So we take this and we go to render settings. And we go to progressive render, maximum samples, maximum time. We turn this off. And we go to general. And let's go to, let's say, 1000. Well, where's my... Well, it's not letting me type in here. Oh, I think this purport... Oh, it's because that's active viewport. Custom. 1000. Okay, and let's go to, instead, go to 16 by widescreen, 16 by 9. And let's go 2000. All right, and render. There it is. So who knew, you know, that it could, that these little objects that we have, these little objects that we have that are here in our scene, you can just take this little object, this bell out, and go back here, go back to our browse, easy scene, okay, scan, found 51,000 objects, and it's handling them pretty well, you know, it's handling them pretty well. If you have a slower, and these seem like, oh my gosh, look at all these images. My computer couldn't load all this. Like I said, they're all little teeny tiny images, okay? So we take this, we find something really kind of cool, and we put this, the wine goblet. this is the vocal. We take this here, parameters, and Y translates. Let's go to here. Oh, it can't see. Go back to iRay. Let's set it on the ground. Okay. Render. Looks like there's little words there, but yeah, these are the objects that we enjoy a cup of life. Okay, so we take this and just, we kind of there we go. And if you don't like the glass on the wine glass, well, I know where we can find some glass. That's the thing. You can just take this wine glass here, go with that, select it in the surfaces like that, go here, go back to our easy shader, select the folder, scan our folder. Found 70,000 shaders. I'll never get over that. And then we go here. Not all of them are shaders. Probably about 30,000 of them are actual shaders. But okay, and we go here to glass. Okay. And here's our glass folder. So let's try this glass. Okay, look at that glass. Let's try this glass. This is solid glass. And thin. Let's go with the shaded frosted glass. Look at the pattern in that. It's just so beautiful. This is like a diamond glass. I don't think that worked. Okay, not everything else. Oh, well, because that pattern is a layer in the glass that's not coming out. So that's why I made the other. And if you notice, this is diffuse color. So this is a problem with this particular glass here. Because this particular item was, so it's not taking the glass because so what we have to do is switch it. So we go back into here and we go back to our original folder here. And we find we have to convert it to iRay. And there's the Uber base here. I think one of these would do it. No, those are size things. Where's our Uber base? Uber. Search. Here it is. Okay, that just converted that glass to iRay. Now when we put the glass textures on, virtual folder, glass, they'll actually take. That's the problem with iRay. It's like, it's so stubborn that it doesn't allow you. Now, see this? That's iRay. This is the difference. Look at that. See, this is so cool. This is why we do this. This is why. Because it just takes the I-ray glass so much better. And this, you know, anybody who, who is still stuck in, you know, 3-to-light, it's like, you know, there's a reason why we use I-ray. Now these ones have default images because they didn't have any image with them. So they probably won't even show in your I-ray library. But I created this default image because it's if there's no image with the shader, use the default image. And this is why, so these, they don't have an image. That's a broken glass. Look at dirty glass. And another form of the dirty glass. And all of these shaders now, if I go here, so this easy shader, okay, this is the I-ray. We go back out, we go back to easy shader, and see this converted 3-to-light, select that, scan. I have another 22,000 3-to-light that have been converted to I-ray. We got to get rid of this Uber. That have been converted to I-ray. So these are old Uber shaders that have been converted to I-ray. So when you look at this, see, it says base color. It doesn't look very glassy, but you can mess with them a little bit to fix these things. And there might have been something left, a metallic something, so yeah, there's something metallic, weight, top coat. Yeah, there we go. Just turn the top coat down. And so we go into these glass shaders. Look at that. And this has a beautiful color to it, base color. We could go with green. No, that didn't fix it. Glossy color. Look at that. See, it's just transmitted color. This, you can also add emission. Where's our lumens? That's a little too much. Go to 50. It's a 3. Even 3 is like 0.1. Yep, it's a little bit of light coming off that. Look at our ground. See, who would have thought that the ground had so much? That's from our glass textures also. Render. So here we go. This is our stuff here. This is what we have. So as you can see, I'm, you know, like just amazed. Okay, at how this is working, because I can come back in here now and just go like this, now up to my EZHDRI, select the folder, scan, and here are my 4,779 HDRI images. And there are 3 pages of them. So let's go to page 3. There's only one on page 3. No, there's more. I think it takes a moment for them to show. That would be weird if there's only one on page 3. I guess there is. Let's see what, oh, no, there's more than one. I knew it wasn't. There's more. Takes a while. Some of these shaders aren't that hot. Okay, let's see what this one is. Look at that. This. Wow. Yeah. Sulfur skies. Look at that. It's just apocalyptic. Very dreamlike. And some of these HDRIs, with page 3, they're like the really old ones. And you just come in here to the parameters, environment parameters, and you take down this to like 0.5, and look what we have here. It's like, who knew we even had this, you know? Who knew that? I didn't even know I had. I've never seen this HDRI before. This is what we're missing in our library, is this kind of stuff. Look at that, a little farm in the back, like with an alien helipad. So yeah, this is. We just take this plane out and take out the farm, the cup, and take a look at this gorgeous HDRI. The wagon, Conestoga wagon, looks kind of small. But look at this. Have somebody standing right in here. So this is it. I just kind of got this idea of manipulating HDRIs to give you different vantage points. And I'm not sure that can be done. But it would be kind of interesting to be able to take an HDRI and maybe use AI and give it, make it wider, make it taller, make it, kind of do things to just give you different vantage points with the HDRI. The clouds are kind of bizarre here. Look at that. So, all right, this is going to do it for me. This is what I needed to do, was get in and show you guys what we got here. And so there's going to be a couple more programs. This one needs an icon, the shader isolator. It has an icon. No, it hasn't got an icon. This is the Easy Scene icon. So EZFINDER, Easy HDRI, Easy Shader, Easy 3 Delight, and remember the Easy Shader Isolator that allows you to blend shaders together. That one doesn't have an icon yet. So Easy 3 Delight doesn't work. Thank you, Matt. These will all be in your hands, and I promise you I'm not going to charge you $100 or something. So It's going to be something reasonable. It's going to be something reasonable, and you'll have all of these in your hand, and you'll be able to get at your library. Thank you, Art. Thank you very much. So these are going to be, you know, all, I don't know, I might, if they sell them in the Daz stores, Daz, you know, they might be 10 or 20 bucks each. I don't know. So they could end up, but I might sell them all in a bundle also. And so the bundle might end up at like 50 or 60 bucks or something like that. I have worked about 3 months on them, so it's that, you know, a lot of work. 4 months actually. So Easy HDRI was the first one, and that one I had to rewrite the program about 20 times. Every time I tried to write it from inside Daz, and it just wouldn't work. And so, yeah, all of these had to be written outside of Daz so that they would work. Yep, or they wouldn't work. So that's probably why these Daz hasn't got a solution for these things, because trying to do it within Daz, within the tools that you have to work with there in Daz, just doesn't work. So we have the Easy Scene, and we have the Easy Shader, all the shaders in your whole library. EZFINDER lets you put them all together and organize them into virtual folders. Your Easy HDRI, Easy Shader, and there will be the Easy 3D Light. That's going to, I have to work on that one. I don't think I'm going to get to it tonight. I'm just tired. I'm going to go to bed. So, and Easy Skin. And it's only going to be for Genesis 9 skin. I hope to be able to like put in different panels and just exchange parts of the skin. Say put their pores on this skin kind of idea. All right, so you can take a really bad skin that has nice maps, or you could take, you know, what would be really cool to take like skin like from Michael 4 and put like pores on it from Genesis 9, but you can't do that. So at some point, I've been thinking about making a program to convert the Genesis 8 figures to true Genesis 9 figures with their skin, at least most of their skin. I don't know what I'll do with their teeth and the eyes and stuff, but so that you can use as skin. So the Genesis 8 skin is actually Genesis 9 skin. Then we could convert and use the underlying maps with Genesis 9 overlays of pores and freckles and tattoos and all these things. So can that be done? Well, everybody in the world says no, but I don't take no for an answer. I use my brain and find out ways to do it. Just like I did when I blended all those shaders together. I would say probably about 300 tries it took me at least. And every time I tried to blend those shaders and put them into Daz, Daz spit them out and said, no, I won't work. And I was this close to quitting. I said, I need one more, I just need to think about one more idea. I have to come up with just one more try at an idea. And that idea worked. So it was like all of a sudden, I can't believe I just blended shaders together. So I don't envy anybody who wants to follow it and do this. So, but it's already done. So that's the thing, is everybody's going to be benefiting from being able to get at their shaders, to get at their HDRIs, to get at all of their Angus, you have a good night. You have a very good night. Thank you for hanging. Angus was the first one here. He's been sitting and watching for 2.5 hours. So I am done. I have to make another phone call and help somebody with their computer. So I will talk with you all later. I will see you soon. Thank you for watching. And I have to figure out what's wrong with my stream. It shouldn't be hitching up anymore, but so let's hope we all stay. I can figure out what's wrong with it. Have a good night, Art. Have a good night. And we've had Matt here, and we've had Leo. Leo was here, and I'm not sure how to say Dilik. That's welcome, friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Matt has been here a long time. Dilik was the second one here, and Art was the third one here today. So Matt, they have all been here a long time. Thank you very much for watching. These products will be in your hands soon. So you'll be able to either download, buy them as apps in the Microsoft Store, and you pretty much like this Easy HDRI one right here. You just, where's Easy HDRI? Oh, I don't want to open these up with my library. I'd have to go here. Let's go to back, put back, so it doesn't erase my library. So you just open it, like Easy HDRI, open it, and scan it. Unless your library's in it. Now, if you've, I do not have the Sigmund theme right now. It got deleted with my my streaming computer when it got. I don't think I do. No, I think I don't hear any music, so no, they all got deleted. Yeah. So, oh, I think that's it. They're still here. It's polka time. I think that's the Sigmund theme. Yeah, so this is going to do it for me. Thank you very much. That thing where all the designs and all this stuff. I lost my intro thing with all the designs. I lost that. You are very welcome. Thank you for the hearts and the smiles. I will see you all in the next Easy 3D TV tutorial. This is RexRed saying so long for now.